So for today's webinar, I'd like to introduce Alex Stosek with the Fallsbrook Center. He's the energy coordinator there, and he's going to talk a little bit about the work that Fallsbrook Center has been doing around energy. I don't have a bio for you, Alex, but I'm sure that you can elaborate a little bit. And thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, absolutely. So just as Eddie said, I'm Alex Stosek, the Renewable Energy Coordinator for Fallsbrook Center. And I graduated from UNB with a degree in chemical engineering, as well as a minor in energy conversion engineering. I graduated last year, and I've been working with Fallsbrook Center since November. In between that time period, I spent a little bit of time at Dalhousie working in their biomolecular engineering lab. So really, I'll be only attesting to the projects that we've been involved in since I began my position here at Fallsbrook Center. So for those of you that don't know Fallsbrook Center, okay, I'm just getting my webcam set up here. There we go. Excellent. For those of you that don't know the Fallsbrook Center, we're a sustainable community nonprofit organization. We're currently operating out of Marysville, New Brunswick, but we also have a demonstration center in West Glassville, New Brunswick. And this consists of over just almost 100 acres of Acadian forest, farmlands, and wetlands. So in its 21-year history, Fallsbrook Center has strived to promote sustainable community practices, and this demonstration center is open to the public and represents a balance between the two major economic drivers in our area, which would be forestry and farming. So Fallsbrook Center has 4 main program areas within our organization. These include thriving communities, biodiversity, local foods, and renewable energy. So within our renewable energy program, we work on projects involving renewable energy technology as well as energy efficiency projects.
Alex, just make sure that you are sharing your screen. I believe there's a dialog box you have to accept. If you can take a look. I'm not sure if it will share your webcam.
I can see myself on the...
Yeah, and I can see you fine. Does anybody on the line not see Alex as a webcam presenter? You'll have to enter that answer on the chat box.
Okay. So, can you see me fine?
Yes, I can. Oh, here we go. Okay, we're seeing. Yes, everybody's seeing you, so we're good to go.
Okay, thanks. Great. So, where was I here? So, renewable energy has actually been one of the fastest growing program areas for Fallsbrook Center over the past years, and we've had the opportunity to be involved in some really exciting projects and build some new partnerships in renewable energy and energy efficiency sector. So we have been getting more and more funding through what is called the Environmental Trust Fund of New Brunswick, and we have received funding for 2 main projects with this funding. The first being an energy efficiency retrofit project. So Fallsbrook Center is working with NB Power to help promote their what is called Home Insulation Energy Savings Program by upgrading our main building at the Fallsbrook Center's demonstration site. NB Power's Home Insulation Energy Savings Program involves NB Power sending certified energy advisors to residential homes, where they'll then perform energy efficiency audits. And after these audits are completed, it will basically tell the homeowner what improvements can be made for their insulation or heating systems, and how NB Power can also offer incentives to perform these specific upgrades. So Fallsbrook Center had an energy advisor perform an audit on our main building out in Glassville, who found many inefficiencies and room for improvement to retain heat within our building. So we're currently in the process of adding extra insulation and energy efficient windows and doors to our building. And due to Fallsbrook Center's expertise in education and public outreach, what we're doing is planning on providing education material regarding the overall implementation process of this insulation to help enhance the quality of the tours for our building. So we also plan on providing progress updates in local and social media, as well as producing a video series related to the installation process in conjunction with NB Power. And we plan on producing a step-by-step guide, which will be produced for homeowners in the province of New Brunswick, demonstrating to them how they can reduce their energy consumption by increasing their home's efficiency. So Fallsbrook Center's demonstration site hopefully will act as an ideal education opportunity, giving an introduction to homeowners on the energy retrofit process and the benefits that can be reaped. So really, this project aims to create sort of a systemic change in household energy efficiency and how we can reduce our greenhouse gas emissions. The second of these projects that's being funded through the Environmental Trust Fund is for a consortium called Renewables NB. And Renewables NB is the collaboration of provincial non-governmental organizations. So these organizations consist of the Founding Four, which would be Fallsbrook Center, Cape Germain, the Miramichi River Environmental Assessment Center, and the Conservation Council of New Brunswick. So this unity was developed around 7 years ago with the vision of meeting quickly changing and rapid demands for information pertaining to renewable energy. So over the past few years, there's been a strategic plan that's been developed, and the mandate of this consortium has basically been redefined to ensure that we're still relevant in the renewable energy sector in New Brunswick. So we are striving to be a leading source for information on renewable energy, things like theory and application. So currently, Fallsbrook Center is acting as the provincial coordinator for Renewables NB to help meet all organizations meet their common mandate of promoting renewable energy. And we are in the process right now of revamping our Renewables NB website. I don't know if any of you have ever been to it right now, but primarily it revolves around different case studies that have been collected that detail small-scale renewable energy projects that have been taken on by homeowners in New Brunswick. So we're really looking to kind of expand what this website is, so we can include things such as a renewable energy installer database, a renewable energy job board, or training courses that are offered in local areas, and also include a more interactive education material on this site.
I've posted the link to the website in the chat box, renewablesnb.ca, for those of you who'd like to take a look.
Thank you very much, Eddie. Yeah, so as I said right now, it primarily focuses around these case studies, and we're hoping to add more case studies as they come along as well. But we're really looking to expand this website and basically have it be an information site where anyone from small business owners who are looking to get into renewable energy to middle school students who want to do projects on renewable resources can go to. So that is our main goal with this website right now, and I think we have a launch date set for the middle of March when it should be completed. So stay tuned for that. We also have a Facebook page right now that we're working on. It's set up, but we don't have that many likes right now, so we're trying to get that really pushed on the public. And so those are the two projects that we're that are currently being funded through the Environmental Trust Fund. Um, the most recent project we've been working on I find really exciting is a new wind turbine installation. So in December of 2015, Brook Center formed a partnership with Navico Power Incorporated. And Navico Power is a relatively new community economic development group in Fredericton with a very strong interest in developing renewable energy projects around the province. So Brook Center and Navico Power recently installed a new 6 kilowatt vertical axis wind turbine. And we set this up outside the VALE, which is a community center located in Marysville, New Brunswick. And this project was really monumental for both of our parties because, well, this wind turbine was purchased from a company called Cohilo Wind, which is based out of Auburn, New York, I believe. And their device has never been tested in Canada before. So because this is a new technology, it's never been tested in our winter conditions. So we're constantly monitoring this this unit to see how it performs, and in the future we're going to be collecting operational data and giving it back to the supplier, Cohilo Wind, to kind of give them an insight on this turbine's performance and if there's any potential market for this kind of technology in New Brunswick or Atlantic Canada. So Brook Center being an education and demonstration center as well, we also plan on providing continuous education material surrounding this this new technology. We actually posted a video a couple weeks back on our Facebook page, kind of about the formation of this partnership between Brook Center and Navico Power, and how this wind turbine is pretty unique. It's a really cool design. So Brook Center is going to be working on just generating education material surrounding wind power, and we're planning on putting on some local some local workshops surrounding the technology as well. So really the main goal for this project was to demonstrate to New Brunswickers the possibilities available with wind power and the new technologies that are out there right now, because I know myself personally, I had no idea that this type of wind turbine even existed. I first looked at it and I had no idea what it was. So it's quite fascinating. And also trying to engage any key stakeholders that might be interested in investing in this, in our bigger idea of wind power in New Brunswick, and maybe like this specific technology, and potentially getting more of them here in New Brunswick and expanding from that. So Brook Center and Navico Power are also going to be transporting this wind turbine up to Madawaska, I believe, to try and engage the local First Nations community. And eventually we're going to be bringing this wind turbine to Brook Center's demonstration site in Glassville, so it can be integrated into our energy ecosystem. And when people come and have tours, they can see this wind turbine. We'll be setting up workshops for it probably in the summer. Yeah, so as of right now, those are the three main projects that Brook Center has on the go. So I guess I can open it up to questions if that's fine. I really, since I've been working with Brook Center, that's what I've been involved in, and those are the main projects.
Absolutely, Miles. Alex. I've listed on the chat box the Brook Center website. There's a write-up about the VALE project in the city of Fredericton, as well as I've put the link to your Facebook page with the video. So
awesome.
Folks who might be interested can click that link and go directly to the Facebook page. Scroll down just a little bit and you'll find the actual video. I'll see if I can bring that up a little bit later. But before I do, if it's all right with you, Alex, I'm going to unmute everybody. And if anybody would have questions, they can certainly ask Alex directly. If you'd like to remute yourself, you can do that in the chat box. So everybody is now live. Are there any questions for Alex?
Alex, Miles Goff here with the Gaia Project. So I was just wondering a little bit more about like what exactly the mandate is for renewables NB. Like, what's the goal? What's the
Yeah, so the goal is basically to serve as one large information hub, basically for renewable energy. So if you any questions about renewable energy, like technology, the theory, ideally you would come to our website. And what we're working on right now is expanding our network and bringing in, like I know the Gaia Project, you guys really specialize in the education of renewable energy. Is that right?
yeah, that's a big part of
Like
what we do.
you
Yeah.
guys, you go to schools and put on presentations, and you have your it's not a bus, but it's a you have like a big renewable energy
Trailer.
trailer, right? That you
Yeah.
take from school to school. I've seen that in pictures before. It looks pretty cool. But yeah, we want to act as a hub and a network for renewable energy for any like-minded organization, and promote the use of renewable energy in New Brunswick, I guess.
Okay. Cool. Is the vertical axis turbine still in front of the VALE in Marysville?
It is, yeah, and it will be. I'm not quite sure when it's going to be moved to Madawaska, but it won't be for a couple months now, I think. So it's still at the Ville, but um, we're currently going through a certification process because the type of generator that it uses hasn't been tested in Canada before, so we had to have a few electricians come and look at the inverter. So right now the inverter's been taken out of the wind turbine, so it's spinning, but it's not producing any electricity right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's the advantage of this particular turbine?
So one of the main advantages is that it can begin to produce electricity at much lower wind speeds than any other turbine. So I was actually out there when we installed it, and I was looking at the wind speed on my phone, and it was 1 mile per hour, and these blades were spinning quite quickly. But that's because the turbine itself is equipped with they're called diffusers, but they're made of polyethylene, and essentially what they do is it kind of creates a mini vacuum effect, and it begins drawing in wind from all areas, and that helps turn this rotor and spin the blades. And it's
Do you
also another advantage to it too, I guess, would be that it's a good option if you're not constrained for space, because you can actually stack these turbines on top of each other, up to like a max of I think three. You can have three turbines on top of each other. Right now, ours at Marysville has two, but then you could just stick these on the roof of a flat roof of a building. So you
right?
don't need any kind of huge wind farm for these particular wind turbines.
So, assuming the structure is sound, these are mountable on the roof or on the ground. They're small scale. Do you perhaps just your own thoughts on this? Do you see this kind of technology being applied more widely in New Brunswick? Is there a role for that?
I think there's a role for it, but the barrier to get over right now would be the fact that the cost. Uh, but these turbines are being produced in uh, United States right now, and if we could somehow get the supplier to open up some kind of shop in New Brunswick, and they begin producing these in New Brunswick, I think there'd be a huge market for them if we can bring the cost of the unit down for sure.
Absolutely. Are there other questions for Alex? I've had the chance to visit Fallsbrook Center several times over the last 10 or 12 years, and I know you've changed locations, but you've had some very interesting demonstration projects. You've had a renewable energy bus, I believe that's retired now, that
It
went
is.
around the province, right? At your new center, of course, you've got a number of demonstrations on site for renewable energy, but also for sustainability, living and building design and um, food and so forth. So, of course, Fallsbrook Center encompasses a lot of things. Um, if you haven't gone to the site yet, I'm just going to change to my screen so folks can see. Essentially, what I'm showing here is the Fallsbrook Center website. I'll just maximize that. Um, and a nice picture here. That must have been Christmas time. If you scroll
Yeah.
down just a little bit, you can click on Fallsbrook Center initiatives, and this brings you to a description of first the I guess the most recent release of the opening of the satellite office in the Ville, which is in Marysville. And of course, you can see that wind turbine turning out front, and a few other of their initiatives. If you go to their Facebook page, as I mentioned earlier, you can view the video that they've prepared. It will be a little choppy on your screen, but if you go there yourself, you can take a look at the wind turbine being installed on that site. So I encourage you all to do that and to join or to like their Facebook, I suppose, for further updates. Um, so thanks again, Alex, for that overview of Fallsbrook Center and the initiatives that you have underway. I'm happy to hear about the progress you're making with the demonstration site, but also the Renewables NB network and what you've proposed to do there, which I think would be very useful. Uh, the installer database and a job board, and to keep that maintain that database up to date with small scale renewable energy projects.
Yeah, we look forward to it, and I'll try and keep you in the loop as best I can.
Absolutely. So I'm going to just return to the slides here. Are there any other questions before we end the webinar today? Okay. Hearing none, we'll now move then to a close. I'm just going to remind everybody that we do have a few more webinars in the series, starting with the next one on February 26th by Econolor on energy and efficiency services, as well as their financing mechanisms available here in New Brunswick. We have a presentation on heating with wood pellets, and using examples here in New Brunswick of completed projects that are now in operation. We'll have a panel of municipalities. Municipal energy managers will be presenting their perspectives on community energy and community energy planning. And the last two webinars, the one is City Insight, a product produced in a partnership of What If Technologies and Sustainability Solutions Group. It's basically used to model city-scale energy emissions for the purpose, of course, of reducing those emissions. And the final webinar in the series will be the launch of a community energy planning primer for New Brunswick municipalities. So hopefully you'll stay tuned to those webinars. The announcements go out through the Quest network, and they're on our website as well. Thanks everybody for joining us today. And thanks, Alex, for your time. I muted you there. There, now you can talk.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
All right, thanks a lot, Alex. Bye for now,
See ya.
everyone.